Hey guys, welcome to creatingtracks.com, and in this video we're going to make some hi-hats using some of these loops that I have. So if you have a lot of different loops from Vengeance or any other sample packs that you've made, or your own loops that you've made, you can make custom hi-hats using those loops and mashing them together. Especially for trance, I'll give you an overview of how I came up with my hi-hats. So over here on the left side, I have all these different sample packs, and if you have any other sample packs, you can access those. So I'm going to play a couple of hi-hats or just random loops and see what they sound like. So for example, if I open this folder up and all right, so I'm going to take this one over here, which has a little bit of snare in it, so it's a little more challenging. And then what I'm going to do with this loop is, let me just, I have 4 tracks that I've grouped into one. So I'm going to open this up and let's play it. Obviously turn down my volume. All right, so you may have samples which have kicks and snares, and you may want to remove those. So in this case, I don't want this snare right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in a little bit, right click anywhere on my timeline right here, and then I'll go to 1/16 or 1/8, and you can see where your kicks and then your snares are. So there's kick, snare, kick, snare. So let me remove this snare right here. All right, so I'm going to delete these snares. Just select them and hit delete. Now you can hear this part over here has a little bit of that release from the snare. So that's a bit of that snare in that. So I'm going to delete that as well. And this one, and this one, and that one. So now we're left with just this much, which is barely anything. So from all of this, we just came down to this. And here's what it sounds like. All right, I'm just going to copy my kick real quick, just for now. And then copy this and paste it, just like my kick pattern is. So if I play it with my kick, and let's see, my attack seems a bit soft. Maybe I didn't copy this right, or yeah, I think I didn't copy it right. So I'm going to delete all of this again. I'll just copy this properly. All right, so you can notice we have this open hi-hat over here, which should be repeating every other 8th note. So I'm going to copy this and paste it over here, over right here. And then right here. I'm going to select this area and Command L to loop it. And then now we can take a second hi-hat loop. So let's check it out. All right, and make sure you're using something that's about the same frequency as your hi-hats right here. Because if I solo this real quick, and then I played this other loop with it, you can hear that this one, all these loops are pretty like low on treble. So I'm going to pick a different loop, which sounds like it's kind of higher on treble comparatively. So let's see. So in this loop, we have a similar problem where there are snares in this whole thing. So I'm going to take this snare right here and delete that. And I'll do the same for all 4 snares. All right, and then I don't want all these to be playing at the same time with the other hi-hat. So what I'm going to do is right click and go to 1/16, and this is important. I'll take one of these hi-hats and delete this, the open hi-hat. So I'm going to do that for all 4. I'll delete that hi-hat that's overlapping with our previous hi-hat. So this one, I'm going to undo that. So this one right here, each one of these that is playing at the same time as this hi-hat right here. All right, so I'm going to delete that. And now if I play it, you can notice that it has a good amount of low end. So I'm going to take an EQ and place that, remove some of this low end. I'm going to turn down this mix a bit, and then let's see what this sound like together. All right, so it's already sounding pretty good. I'm going to take this 16th note right here, drag it up over there, and then with this note right here, what I'm going to do is, let me just solo that. All right, so in our previous hi-hat loop, you can see there's an empty space of a 16th note. So I'm just going to drag this 16th note over here, and let's see what it sounds like. So you can keep experimenting with parts of different loops and fit them inside of different notes. But for example, right here, if I remove this just by itself, that last 16 notes makes a big difference. So I'm going to take each one of these, drag them over here, and delete this whole loop, whatever's left, and then maybe just add this last part right here. So most of this is pretty much the same up till here, and then there's this one last variation. So check it out. And over here we have some low end. So you can add an EQ for that, or you can zoom in all the way, find that bassy part and delete it. But in this case, I'm gonna add an EQ and roll off some of this low end. And it's gone. All right, so check this out. So with the similar technique, I made this pattern right here, which has a similar kind of ending over here. So check it out. All right, so you can keep dragging a lot of different loops and find parts that you like, find parts that you don't like. So these three right here, I can isolate those. So I can delete everything aside from that. And then those small notes right there. And then if I play, I'll increase the volume, copy them around. All right, so feel free to add more loops and fill up these spaces, because these spaces are where most of your hi-hat work will happen. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe to our channel for a lot more. And we'll see you next time. Peace.